So I'm here to update you on the library renovation. I'll give you kind of an overview of where we sit today and try and answer any questions that you have. A lot of you have maybe seen some of these slides. They have been updated, just in the last week, even there's been some changes. So here is the library building committee from on campus. As you can see, we've tried to have some representative from different departments across campus, and these folks have been meeting for over a year bi-weekly. A lot of good input and help with a lot of decisions that have gone into this library renovation. So I want to thank all of them for their time and efforts. And if you have things that you'd like to ask of them, please reach out to them in your area, whichever that may be. Next, please. These are some renderings from the architect. This is the east side of the library, which are the front entry doors. It shows the addition on the second floor. The only change here was on the north side, which is the right side of the screen. There are two windows on the lower level. Those have been removed because those rooms are tutoring rooms. And at that eye level, we didn't think the tutors would want to be tutoring folks and having folks walking by and looking in. So those windows have been moved around to the corner on the north side of the building, which face Woodburn and right, where those spruce trees are there. So those two windows are still in the project, it's just not on the east side. Next, please. This rendering is looking at it if you were walking from Jonas Academic towards the library. Again, you see the overhang, you see the pillars holding it up, and underneath that will be the Einstein's outdoor patio. Oh, you'll notice there that fence, that switch gear is still in this photo. There's some talk of trying to do something with that. Those things are still in the works. But as you can see, that fence and that switch gear are still in this photo. Next, Jesse, please. This is if you were just at the southeast corner of the library looking under the overhang. It gives you a little view there of the patio and what that will look like under the overhang. Next, Jesse, please. So this is the lower level. You'll see on the left side of this photo is photography, which will stay in operation during the renovation. Some other things you might notice are the purple or the archive area. We're moving archives from third floor to first floor. Other space in the basement that you recognize, the DDN classroom is still there. That old TV studio now we're making into a makerspace. Across the hall from the makerspace, which used to be network services, where Joel and Derek were located, we have filled that space with compact storage shelving, which helped us to accommodate all the books that we saved and moved out of the library. We moved some into this space and purchased some compact storage. Otherwise, in the basement, the server room, which will stay operational. So with this going on, with this renovation, obviously we need to keep power, temperature control, things to accommodate photography in the server room. Next, please. This is the main level. On the right side of the photo, you can see the entrance there. The gray obviously is the addition, the overhang, which is above this first floor. As you walk in, just past the entrance, you'll notice the yellow, which is the staircase that we're cutting into the second floor. I would point out that to the right or to the top of the photo, that's the north side, and that's Woodburn just across from there. That space so that you see those walls are glass. So when you walk into the library, those windows that we're putting on the exterior, you'll be able to see through those glass partitions and out that side of the building and be looking at Woodburn there. So when you walk into the library, you'll be able to see to the north. If you look to the south towards the Student Union, Again, those would be glass doors there coming off of the Einstein's Cafe. You'll be able to see out of the campus green and all the way over to the Student Union. Some other things about first floor, oh, I'm sorry, Jesse, thank you. It's dedicated to student success. All the services will be in one location. You might, if you look closely, you'll see maybe we have more space than we do folks at this time. The university, we've applied for a Title III grant, which would allow us to put some more folks on staff and, down the road, fill those spots. You see the help desk there, the math lab, writing center, an extended or expanded Einstein's space. The next slide, which Jesse had up briefly, shows a mural which will be on that wall just to the west of the Einstein space. This is a student, Hope Christopherson, who designed this. She will actually be graduated by the time this project is done, but her with some help from art students will make these in this mural in panels so they can be installed even after she's gone. So if you just look closely at that, you'll see a lot of things that represent Black Hills State, Spearfish, the Black Hills region. So we're really, Hope came forward and asked us about this. We're just really pleased with the way this has turned out and the way this is going to look. It'll be exciting to have it done. Next, please. I mentioned about the staircase. This is a rendering of what that will look like when you come in the front entry. This is maybe 30 feet into the first floor space, where we'll open it up and you'll be able to see upstairs and experience some of that natural lighting from upstairs that will come to the main floor. You'll notice there's glass walls around the opening upstairs, so students will be able to sit there and study and look down into first floor. This was one of the, maybe one of the driving factors when we first started talking about the library, that we wanted to do this. As time went on and we were worried about funding, this is one of the things we talked about possibly taking out. But with the way the bids came in, we were able to keep this in. Next, please. Oh, this is a view from upstairs. You see the railing and the glass partitions. Next, please. So this is the second floor. You'll notice that what books we have left will be on the second floor. You'll notice network computer services are on this level. You'll notice the addition. Next, please, we'll show you the fireplace. Again, this is something that it was on the list to value engineer. If the bids would have come in high, we would have taken this out potentially and put it in at a later date, but the way the bids came in, this will be part of the project originally. So this will be a nice fireplace for students to sit around as they're looking out those windows, as you see on the right side of this photo, looking to Lookout Mountain. Next, please. Again, just renderings from upstairs. On the left side, windows to Lookout Mountain. Straight ahead windows looking out over the campus screen. Thanks, Jesse. Kind of a timeline. We show there beginning construction part of February, last part of February, first part of March. We are on schedule to get started yet in February with completion for June 30th of 22, which will give us then a couple months to get stuff moved back into the library. Next, please. These are some photos that we put in. The books that we moved out of the library, we put in 3-foot boxes. They fit on the shelves. So we only had to handle the books twice when we put them in the box. And when the library's done, we bring them back and take them out of the box. So that's what those boxes are on the left. I give a shout out to Debbie Liddick and her custodial staff who put the books in the boxes. Eric Hansen and his grounds crew and Mike Overby and the maintenance crew that moved them to the Little Jacket Learning Center, which are the photos, the 2 photos on the right. You can see the aisles are a little bit narrower. but you can still squeeze down and find a book in the Little Jacket Learning Center. You'll notice on the verbiage there, 1.5 miles of books. Those books aren't laying flat end to end. Those books are on edge, side to side. Anyway, the folks did a great job getting those moved. Next. Also, besides the books in the daycare, we also have all the archive material. Next. This is just some things that Debbie put together, amount that we've recycled. Obviously, Scott Ola and his staff weeded a lot of books, so we have less books going back into the library. So we had a lot of extra shelving that we were able to recycle. You can see there the amount and the amount of e-waste. Okay, Jesse. So here's some photos. Upstairs, downstairs of the library, what it looks like empty. It's amazing what a large space it is when it's not occupied. Two on the left are downstairs, two on the right upstairs. Next. So this shows where the library folks went, which are to the JLR. I'd like to thank Jane and Dan and her staff for accommodating us, moving the library over there into the student union. You can see that we have tables, computers set up inside the JLR and in the lobby area outside of JLR for students to gather. Next, please. Einstein's also moved out of the library and are set up next to dining services in the student union. It was a bit of an undertaking, but Mike and his staff, the maintenance guys, pulled it out of their hat and got this done. We didn't know what was going to happen there come to the last week, but they got her done. So thank you. Next. So during construction, obviously the library's in the middle of campus, hard to get to. So the contractors want to be able to park their trailers and store materials and things fairly close. Majority of it will be in the Jonas parking lot, but we are going to utilize a portion of the faculty staff lot. You see there what's highlighted in yellow. There'll be 3 rows that we're going to partition off for the contractors to use. So on the left there, we have, if you want to park in the faculty lot, you're going to have to get there early like facilities do to get a spot. Otherwise, you're going to park in the Jonas parking lot. Next, please. Oh, so a couple other things I want to mention. This is began as a $9.4 million project. The bids came in. We were very pleased with 6.7 was the low bid, which was Ainsworth Bending, a local contractor. I think most everybody from the area is familiar with them. We had 6 bidders, 1 from Spearfish, Ainsworth Bending, 1 from Sioux Falls, and 4 from Rapid City. 6.7 was a low bid. 7.1, believe it or not, was the high bid. So 6 bids within that range was really a testament to the work that Williams and Associates did, our architects. Again, Steve Williams, local guy, done a lot of work on campus. They did just a great job when you have bids that are that close. They really did their homework and did a nice job. So with that 6.7 bid with fees and everything that goes along with it, the project is at 7.9 million. As I said, this is a $9.4 million project. So we have $1.5 million to do a few things that maybe we didn't plan on originally. Maybe one of the larger ones was in the original bid, we didn't include renovating the restrooms, all 6, but we have got that back in the bid and we'll renovate those restrooms. There's money for some additional windows. And we're actually still discussing some other projects where to spend that money.